Sponsored by Glens of Antrim Potatoes. Grown for you.
I recall certain sensations that accompanied the kind of physical exploration I was able to indulge in over the years of presenting lesser spotted Ulster. Yes, to a certain extent, I recall the joy of discovery and the thrill of adventure. But the sensations that I recall most vividly and most enduringly are discomfort and terror.
Here, for instance, on the Antrim slopes above Cairncastle, I had an experience that would have tested the mettle of Indiana Jones. The builders of these stone walls were happy to put their craftsmanship on display, but there were other, perhaps more ancient builders who fervently hoped that their handiwork would never see the light of day. Below Knockdhu Promontory, on the land farmed by Tommy Stewart and his family, is a hole in the ground that used to intrigue Jack Robinson when he was a child.
And this is the only entrance that we know of into the souterrain.
Right.
Normally there's only one entrance into the souterrain. Some souterrains have an exit, but they're usually in below a rath or very substantial fortification.
Right.
It's thought there may have been a rath in the vicinity here, but
Right.
we're not just sure where it was.
So souterrain, just to fill me in on the picture, would have been an underground place that people would have, I don't know, hidden in the event of attack or something like that?
We reckon that each chamber has got a sort of window ledge type of thing between each chamber, and they're called creeps. You'll see them on your drawing. They're called creeps.
This is a wee map you did of the thing, isn't it?
Yes. Well, no, this is one from the archaeological people did this. And this is the
plan of it.
coming in there. You see looking down, bird's eye view of it looking down, and you can see this one goes right out to one side.
Jack, the thing that strikes me is that, it's a fairly narrow entrance, right? And it's not going to get much bigger once we're in there. I'm not going to be able to stand up there, sure I'm not.
Well, you won't be. No, you'll have to bend over. You'll have to bend over.
And it's pitch black down there.
And it's pitch black. It's pitch black, and you've got these creeps which you've got to squeeze through. They're like small windows.
There's creeps down there as well.
They call it creep.
Creeps, right.
And there could be spiders as well.
No, well, see, I would prefer to look at the map and say I understand it now all fully, and that's the entrance, and just sort of leave it at that. I suspect you're not going to let me do that.
I think you want to go down.
So that's the plan, as they say.
That's the plan, as they say.
And that's the entrance. And you've been down there many a time.
Well, I've been down several times. And
did you ever encounter anything that you wouldn't like to tell me about or anything? Like
no,
that?
there's nothing. No,
it's dry and down there.
It's not that dry. It's established.
All right.
The school children are brought here as well, and you'll find remains of their wee
lunch boxes.
No, they're wee small candles, the tea candles.
Right.
They've left them behind. They've used down in below.
Well, you haven't got a tea candle, but you have the.
I've got a torch, so you can have a look down.
Right. Okay.
And you can see the start of the first big stone across here to provide the roof.
I see a few spiders' webs down there, all right.
You're not frightened of spiders?
Not really, no.
Not really.
I wouldn't be mad about them. But I don't think they're too mad about me shining the torch. Okay, so there's nothing else for it, I suppose, really, Jack?
Yes.
Let's go. Get in there, right?
Let's go.
You lead the way. I might get lost. And I'll take my map with me in case I do, anyway. That's the only way in, is it?
This is the only way in.
Right.
And it's downhill, as you can see.
Right. You could sort of shout descriptions out at me or something like that, like I could wait out here. Yeah, cool.
The first instruction I'll give you is mind your head.
Mind your head, right. Hold on, I better put my map in my pocket because I need 2 hands to get in here. I'm looking forward to this at all. Sorry, what, Jack? What's that?
I shine the torch so you can get down in here.
That's very decent of you. Right, come away. All right, that's very interesting indeed. So that's actually much bigger than I thought.
Much bigger than you thought. Right, we'll head on down here to the first opening here.
It's actually not bad here. I could nearly stand up here.
Yes, it's quite high at this part. But if you look off to our left here, you will see one of the small creeps. It's indicating the plan which you gave me earlier on. It's blocked at the far end, but it's quite narrow. You can see it's quite narrow.
Jack, that's about, I don't know, that's no more than about 18 inches high, is it?
That's right. It's not very big.
And there's water dripping down on me here. So.
Yeah.
Sorry if I sound like a whinge, but
no, that's what you're saying. These that's why we question whether these could be used for food storage because in heavy rain you would get water coming down down through.
Right.
After all, they're just big slabs of stone, not sealed up or anything.
Listen,
And the water can't get down and can't get down.
The slabs on the ceiling are something else, aren't they? I mean, they're huge, big.
They're huge, big slabs, of stone.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to go down to the next passage then?
What does it require? Do you get skip away down
Oh yeah,
there?
you'll have to get your bottom wet on these stones here.
Right.
Down in here, you see so.
Right, okay. Right, this is where, according to my plan, is we're going to the second. This is the second phase, lower down, isn't it?
This is lower down. This is lower down still.
Yeah. This is safe, Jack, isn't it? It's entirely.
Oh yes, it's safe enough.
It's stayed here for thousands of years. I wouldn't choose this particular moment to fall down.
Don't worry too much about the safety aspect of it.
Okay. That's the discomfort. Do you know this? You see, if I was an invader, I would let this crowd go.
You wouldn't bother.
No, I wouldn't bother.
Of course, the whole idea of a souterrain was not so much that it was a method of defence as a method of concealment. Once your enemy had discovered your whereabouts, then I think you were at his mercy, no matter how stoutly you built your souterrain. But there were other ways in which you could use stones to thwart your enemy, as I was to discover in County Fermanagh.
This is a cursing stone, and it seemed to have worked on the principle that the aggrieved party could turn back the hurt on the offender. You turned all of the stones one by one in an anti-clockwise direction. A very unnatural movement, by the way, in an otherwise entirely clockwise culture. All the while, presumably, muttering the name of your victim and calling down all sorts of misfortunes upon his entire connection. Pretty nasty stuff. Sounds like free rein for grudge bearers and malcontents. But, and there's a very big but, the idea did have its own built-in justice. You had to be very careful before you used the cursing stone, because if you were to curse someone without just cause, then the evil that you invoked on your enemy would befall your own head instead. So, whilst it didn't exactly promote forgiveness, it did prevent outright bloodshed, it saved on legal costs, and it was probably good therapy for the curser. I think every home should have one.
The next two people you're about to meet would never have needed a cursing stone, I'm thinking, unless it was a fox or a bad dog they had in mind. For one thing, it would be hard to find somebody else, enemy or friend, in the wilderness of the Blue Stack Mountains in Donegal. For another thing, the McDermott brothers were just too civil ever to contemplate such a thing.
Strong stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Keep you clean.
That keeps you clean, right? Okay. You get these specially made, do you?
No. No special about it.
Who's your tailor?
Yeah.
Right. This is handy.
Very hard, mate.
Probably sink several inches into something I wouldn't like to imagine what it is down there.
Not too deep.
Yeah. The sheep are a bit scared at times, you know, and
It wants rubber.
accidents.
The boots, keep the boots on the board if you can.
I've got houses to visit later on. I don't want to be dragging in things. Right, here I go.
Here's a nice handy wee light one.
Just hold on a wee second, don't you like it down here. Right. Next, please. One leg up.
Yeah, you know, one leg for
How are you fit it?
Hold one leg, this way with your hand. Pull now.
No, wait. What are you, like, pull him into the...
Yes, put weight on it as quick as you can. Let this leg go. You pull now, pull away now.
Me pull him, right.
Yes, pull away. Pull away now. Push him down. You're all right. You're all right. Oh, it's bully.
He must have fit.
No, harm.
Right, out you go.
We have some. We're dipped already, you see.
That'll keep me free of scabs and one thing and another as well. Next. This is for your own good.
Yes.
You don't want scab and lice and things like that, sure you don't? No, you don't. Go. Right. There you go. Easy. Right.
But wait now, when I push you out, all right.
No, he's away. Out. He's going to have to be done again, isn't he?
What did I get a hold of?
Right.
Pull him down to me. Take your time. Take your time now. Easy. Easy, mate. Blame him with it. Wait.
Do you not get right? What's the technique? Let him right down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
right. Here we go.
Now, that's it. Don't bother.
No bother.
You shouldn't learn to... Can I get you another one?
No, well, you get fed up with it after a while. I'll do one more.
And afterwards, I can tell you, the McDermott brothers were as liberal with the tumblers of whisky as they were with the sheepdip. And for all that they forged a hardy lifestyle in the primitive wilderness of the Blue Stack Mountains, they had a quite cosmopolitan outlook, and we ended the day in well-informed discussion about such matters as the Russian economy. More learned discussion on the way, this time on the matter of the proper harvesting of turf, when we come back.